Boom. How do you feel?
Like I just came out of the closet.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Initiative. I was really hoping you were just gonna like jump and like you just kick the doors down.
I didn't have enough room to do that. That was the original plan, but I couldn't get my foot like my bed's like right there
Yeah,
next
this is
to
a new
it, so I
room,
was gonna
right?
hit my foot against the bed.
This is a new room, right?
Yeah, it's a new room.
Yeah. So this episode 7, because I think we had an episode 7 that
Yeah.
I never edited, and then by the time I was like, I kind of realized this was because I think I was talking about Black Adam. I was talking about the post credit scene in that, and after a little while, I realized
I
I was
hate
like,
that movie so
this
much.
is so outdated. There's no
Yeah,
way I can post this now.
yeah.
So
Probably for the best. Even if it wasn't outdated, I wouldn't have wanted to like talk about it at all.
yeah, I think you yeah I don't yeah
Nothing worth noting. Move along.
what nothing to see here. So yeah, today we are talking about probably mostly DC stuff. As we always do, we'll probably get into other random topics and whatnot, but um, let me make sure that I'm recording before we talk for like an hour and haven't been recording this whole
Yeah, it would have been a shame if it didn't get me coming out of the closet, right?
time. We gotta get that live reaction. Yeah, it's recording.
Like,
Um, but yeah, so yeah, DC. It was just was it last week, a week or two ago, that James Gunn posted this whole. I think it was on the 30th or 31st of January. James Gunn posted this whole video on Instagram and I think other places, basically detailing the new DC universe. As most people know, anybody who's been keeping up with comic book movie news knows that the DC universe is in what you might say shambles, and
down bad.
yeah, the James Gunn and Peter Safran have been hired to try and fix it or to change it or make it more cohesive, and they have done made some interesting changes, made some interesting choices. One of the first ones that really got people's attention was spoilers for Black Adam, but I think everybody knows this at this point because it was basically the only thing people were talking about in the movie. Is that the post-credit scene of that is Henry Cavill as Superman? People were like, oh, "What? He's back!" And then Henry Cavill himself got on Instagram to say, "Hey guys, it's official. I'm coming back to play Superman." And then I think it was literally like a month or two later that James
Not
Gunn
even.
he posted again. He was like, "So James Gunn and I had a conversation, and I will not be returning as Superman."
Felt like a week actually.
Dude, it was not long at all. I was like, "Well, then what was the point of that?" And then The Rock posted that he is not a part of DC's next chapter. I don't remember how he worded it. It was a nice way of saying, "I'm not a part of the DC universe anymore," which really sucked because okay, Black Adam is not great, but The Rock worked really hard to get this movie made. He had been, it was like 14 years ago that he was cast in this role. And he is just, for some reason, I don't know why it's taken so long to get this movie right. I don't even think they got it right this time. But they did. And they made it. And now he's just completely out, which sucks. I mean, you know, like, I think he did a pretty good job in that role. It wasn't very well written character, but I think he did a better job than I expected. I expected him to just be The Rock, but in a costume. But
I mean,
I
it's
feel
one of
like
those DC cases where they got the right cast.
just
You
not the
know.
right movie.
Yeah.
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 So we're going to talk about the new slate of DC movies that they just announced under Peter Safran and James Gunn's leadership. Paul didn't know what it was, or didn't know what the lineup
Until like
was.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, so he just looked it up, and now he's sad. So the first thing they announced was Creature Commandos, right? Which I honestly don't even know what that is. They showed a picture of these
Let
like
me. I
it's
can't remember
basically
what
like
it was.
like
I think
another
it was.
it's essentially another version of Suicide Squad, I think, more or less. Which is weird.
Yeah, Creature Commandos will be an animated series of military superhumans written by Gunn. He said characters could appear in both animated and live action projects.
Which I will say I do like that DC is going to be a little more cohesive in terms of like, because they've had the movie universe and then they've had the CW TV universe and then there's all kinds of other things. So I do appreciate that they're trying to make it the universe span across TV, movies, animation. They even said video games. So I guess a lot of the DC video games now are going to be probably after Kill the Justice League or whatever it's called. Probably now the newer ones are going to be a part of that DC universe, which is cool, but I also don't know how I feel about that because I think that also could make it harder to keep up with the universe. Because it's like, oh, you didn't play this random video game? So, you know what I mean? Because that's, I think, the only issue with even what Marvel does, which is, makes the stories and the TV shows tie in with the movies, is now they've created this thing, which is probably very intentional. Which is
Star
like,
Wars does that too.
yeah, and I don't like that they do that because it's like, oh, you haven't. Well, Star Wars almost is worse with it because even like the comics are canon, and so they're like, oh, you haven't read this random Darth Maul spin-off or like this random spin-off that nobody's heard of to know who this, like the Wookiee in the Book of Boba Fett was apparently a character in, I don't even know what comic, but people were like, that's Black Chrysanthemum, I think was his name or something like that. People were like, oh, it's that Wookiee who this did this and this and this, and I'm like, I would never have read that comic. I still probably won't read that comic, not because I don't care, but just because I don't. Well, maybe I don't care. I don't know, but like, so I don't feel like I should have to read.
I don't care.
No, I'm gonna say it. I don't care. I like Star Wars, but I don't care. I don't even remember what comic it was. Maybe Dr. Aphra, which I haven't read, but so I don't know now.
It's the same thing with Kira in Star Wars. Like she just keeps getting books and stuff now.
Aren't they making a new comic or a book or something about Kira?
Yeah, yeah.
That whole thing was stupid.
So.
Why did they give her a Darth Maul storyline?
If they weren't gonna like follow up with it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But yeah, so that could be interesting that they're stretching it across games and everything. But I don't know. I think it's a cool idea. I think it could be cool. And then what's next? Is it Superman Legacy? Or no, it's Waller. That's what it is.
Yeah, Waller.
So that's where it got you, right? Because you realize that it's not going to be a 100% reboot.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it is, but it's like stupid.
It's really weird.
Like, just reboot it. Don't make. Okay, I'm kind of like snatching this talking stick from you. I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
But like, don't like show a series of you rebooting it. Just reboot it. Just pretend that it. I would much like. There aren't too many instances where I am happy with them just like pretending that nothing else ever existed before now. But that is like if. Because I feel like the only way they could have made the DCEU any more concise is if they brought Zack Snyder back. That's really it.
Yeah.
Anybody else taking the throne, it was going to be something completely different. And that's fine, but just reboot it. Act like none of the Justice League, Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman stuff, just pretend it didn't happen. Because it didn't. It shouldn't have. If we're just going to end up rebooting it anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll give you the stick back. Boop.
No, you're good. Yeah, I mean, it's where DC's been for a while in this weird limbo of what's still canon and what's not. So, I don't know how they're gonna explain it, but I think what he said. Actually, no, I know what James Gunn said is that so there's Shazam: Fury of the Gods, and then there's the Flash, which is amazingly still being released. Um,
Insane.
yeah,
It's insane.
Ezra Miller is still playing two different versions of the Flash in this movie, and
Insane.
so
Insane.
and then that apparently is going to mostly reboot. Now, what he said in another comment is that he said it's not going to 100% reboot the DC universe, but most characters will be changed and rebooted, but some won't, which is how we're getting Viola Davis back as Waller. Which is okay in terms of that Viola Davis is amazing as Amanda Waller, but also it's going to then get
She
really
is.
confusing because what is canon, what still isn't. I feel like it's just his way of making his Suicide Squad movie canon. But you know what I'm
Which
saying?
is stupid.
Because he was in charge of Suicide Squad and then Peacemaker, so I feel like it's his way of keeping everything that was
Keeping
his
his
vision
babies.
as but I mean I think he's also still keeping Jason Momoa as Aquaman because there was that question of for a while people were saying is Jason Momoa not going to be Aquaman anymore and are they going to recast him as Lobo? For some reason there was a rumor going around about that. I don't know what's going on
Ooh,
there,
that's I. Whoa, really?
but yeah, there
I didn't know that.
I don't remember where that rumor got started, but I mean then I
I
guess we'll
like that
see after
rumor.
the next
I
Aquaman
really
movie.
like that rumor. I actually maybe this whole reboot thing, maybe it's a good idea. I don't know.
Because Aquaman, what is it called, like the Last Kingdom or something? That movie's still
Something like
coming
that.
out.
But he could be Lobo. I think that'd be cool.
I mean, he'd be a great cast for it.
Yeah,
I
he
just
looks
I
like Lobo for sure.
and then I know they're also making a new Superman movie. Superman Legacy is what it's called, and it's
Yep, that's
basically
right after Waller.
that's right after.
They're bringing the
Okay,
classic superhero back with a new movie focused on his upbringing on Earth as well as his heritage from the planet Krypton. Per the New York Times, the film, which Gunn called the true beginning of the DCU, is slated to be released on July 11th, 2025.
I forgot it was that late. Like I don't even know if they've cast him or anything. If they have, they didn't say. Or no, I think they said they haven't casted him, but they're
Who
probably
do you
in
think
that
they should
process.
cast?
That's a very good question. I think they're looking for someone younger. There was one guy that I saw a fan cast going
Who's that
around.
one chick that played Princess Leia in the Kenobi series? She's pretty young.
Of like a 10-year-old girl.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, dude.
How about Clint Eastwood?
Dude, just make a just this old man, just Superman reflecting on his or not even like some like Superman
I
reflecting on his
remember
life
back
and
in my
he's
day
just
when I was
old for no
saving cats
reason.
from trees.
The thing is like they're like we're gonna explore his origins and all this stuff. I'm like, that's what Man of Steel did. You're just remaking a Superman origin story. Like, don't act like this is something that new. Maybe it is. I mean, it'll be a different actor. I mean, James Gunn is writing the script, so it'll be different. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm curious to see. I don't feel like James Gunn's writing style is gonna work the best for a Superman movie. But
It's not.
I like he's.
It's not.
I think he's good at what he does, but I feel like what he does is usually that more like I don't even know how to say it. Not raunchy, but like that more like in your face kind of violent and I don't even know. I mean Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad. I haven't watched Peacemaker, but I've seen enough clips to know kind of the general tone of Peacemaker. So I guess I haven't seen his other work that's not comic book superhero stuff. So, well, no, wait, he wrote the Scooby Doo movies, and I've seen those. Um,
Raunchy. When I think raunchy, I think
I think
Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo. So, um, I'm not sure if I don't feel like his writing style is gonna mesh with Superman very well, but we'll see. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting though because, and maybe this is kind of where Peter Safran comes in, but with Kevin Feige, he's definitely more of a producer. He's much more of a business guy, and I mean he maps out the story, but like he's not like writing the script. He himself is not like. I mean, he's on like the in terms of like mapping out the broad story of the MCU. He's on that side, but like James Gunn is like he's a writer director. You know, he is like much more on that side of filmmaking. So for him to come in and have already done some of that with DC, and then now to come in and be on like the management production side, I guess I'm curious to see how that's going to work, because I have this fear that what's going to happen is he's going to do a lot of the projects himself, and they're all going to feel very James Gunn. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a problem with the stuff he does. I mean, I really liked the Suicide Squad. I didn't watch Peacemaker. I didn't really care that much, but you know, I heard it was good, and I like the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So, or movies, but so I don't know. But yeah, so Superman Legacy. There was a specific guy that people were fan casting as Superman, and I can't remember what his name is.
John
Krasinski.
Yeah, Krasinski. Nasty. Mr. Krasinski. I'm a fake acting movie fan. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna hide in my shirt the rest of the episode.
Go back in your closet.
Yeah, yeah, might as well.
Wait, I'm looking up who it was.
He would be a good Superman though.
It was
especially with the beard. I just want a bearded Superman. That's all I want.
I heard somebody fan cast
Michael B. Jordan.
yeah, dude, I don't even think that movie's still happening.
No, I don't think it is.
Which is just that's what's so weird. What's been so weird about DC is they keep being like, guys, this project is happening, and then they're like, no, it's
Never
not.
mind.
That I will say the Blue Beetle movie is still happening though, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, yeah, they did say that.
This was the guy that people were fan casting. His name is David Corn Sweat, I think.
He just looks like Henry Cavill, and Eli Manning had a baby.
Eli Manning.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is a pretty good cast. I would say I feel like there was another dude. Somebody was like, "Oh, he'd be a good Superman." And I was like, "Actually, yeah, he would," but I don't remember who it was now.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Pedro Pascal.
Oh. Honestly, why not at this point? He's
Dude,
like taking over.
I would love
everything.
to see him in like a DC project or like a Marvel project or something. I love that.
Who would he play?
I have
like
no
who
idea.
would?
Or wait, no, he wasn't
would
a
be
DC
the
project.
superhero?
What am I talking about? He was in Wonder Woman 84.
He was a Wonder Woman.
I
Yeah.
just forgot about that movie because it was so bad.
Silly goose. Hey now, stop it.
Wait,
well, I guess I'm like the 1% of fans that enjoyed that movie. But
you
hey,
like that one?
I do.
Oh,
it's not as
okay.
good as the first Wonder Woman movie, obviously.
I forgot.
But I enjoyed it.
I thought it was so bad. Actually, when I
It
first
was-
watched it, I had fun with it. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, that was awful. No, it wasn't awful. I didn't like it that well. I forgot he was in that. But
Yeah.
he actually played that
things
character
could be
really well.
things are good. They could be better. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. That's what James Gunn said.
And then he just kept it the same.
Except for Batman. So I don't remember where on the slate this is coming, but there's going to be a movie called The Brave and the Bold, and they're casting a new Batman.
Yeah,
And
it's a new Batman movie that will feature Bruce Wayne and Damian Wayne, Batman's younger killer son as Robin, according to Gunn. So this is like Batman of like decades into him being Batman, probably 2 decades.
I
it's
don't
like
know. Apparently
he's been Batman forever.
I would assume they don't want to do that because that's what they did with Ben Affleck. But at the same time, like, if they're skipping,
Damian Wayne is the 5th Robin.
if they're skipping over Dick Grayson,
Just
Tim Drake, Uh,
Jason Todd
yeah,
and
Jason
the
Todd.
the chick, who's the one girl that was Robin for a bit. I can't remember,
I know who you're
but there
talking
was a
about. I
girl
can't
Robin before
remember.
Damien.
Yeah, so Damian Wayne is way later.
Yeah,
So, um,
Bruce is literally in his mid 40s with his like 12-year-old son,
who would you
and
want them to
he's.
cast as Bruce Wayne?
I mean, this is an old Bruce Wayne, so
Pedro Pascal.
oh, no, 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 not really. Honestly, I'd just say keep Ben Affleck, but whatever. That's
I
just
that's the
me.
thing. I feel like Ben Affleck now, if they're doing this with his son, I feel like this is the perfect time to have someone like Ben Affleck come back. But they're
Yeah.
not. I mean, he unless they're pulling a fast one, he said this will introduce this universe's new Batman. But he did
I
what he
mean,
did say, and I was very happy about, is he said Joker and Matt Reeves, the Batman, are going to be
are
considered
like
Elseworlds.
separate.
Yeah, they're going to be labeled as DC Elseworld stories, which I was extremely
Good.
happy about because I was so
Good.
afraid that they were going to be like, yeah, and Robert Pattinson is going to be. No, keep that as its own thing.
The Batman needs to be its own thing. Yeah, definitely.
I'm not saying that universe needs to stay completely 100% like realistic and grounded, but it doesn't need Superman and the whole DC universe and everything with that. So
Yeah.
it just doesn't. Excuse me. It.
I need to watch that movie again. It's such a good movie.
I've seen it twice, and I want to see it again because I
Yeah.
love it. I love that movie. That's like honestly not like honestly one of my favorite movies. Just period.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then at some point, I'm getting the timeline all mixed up. At some point, there's going to be something called Paradise Lost, which is basically just about the
That's before The Brave
Amazonians.
and the Bold.
Okay, that's going to be about the
Will be
Amazonians.
will be a Game of Thrones style television series that is based around the all-female island Themyscira, where Wonder Woman was born. You know, I'm a big fan of women, so
Me
I'm
personally,
down.
I'm a
Me
big woman
personally,
guy.
I'm exactly.
Dude, I just feel like they I mean they
I even
already
like Wonder Woman.
yeah. I feel like they keep trying to do this like origins thing where it's like the origins of the place that they came from, and it's like the
We
problem
did that already.
they did that with like Krypton. They made a show called Krypton, right?
I think they did. I didn't watch it,
I didn't either. But
but
the problem with that when they do that is typically everybody is there because they care about Krypton's case it was Superman, and then with this it'll be because they care about Wonder Woman.
mm,
But like so what they're either going to have to do is have a bunch of characters that people are going to be like, I don't really care about that. Or they're going to be like, just give us Wonder Woman. And so the show is going to rush and do all these Wonder Woman tie-ins. And I shouldn't say no one's going to care about them because I mean, you know, if you write it well enough, people will care. I'm just saying I feel like the general comic book audience is going to be like, yeah, that's great. I want to see Wonder Woman, you know. And so
yeah.
I have a hard time believing that it's gonna work, but it's a cool idea. I'm curious. Um, I don't even remember what else there was. Well, no, I remember some things. Like I remember there's a show called Lanterns, which is about Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. That I'm really excited about. I think he described it as basically like a True Detective like mystery series. There's some
Really?
like dark.
Okay,
He said
that
something
sounds
about
interesting.
some dark mystery going on that they have to solve, and I think it's going to tie into the greater story of the DC universe. Like probably kind of lead up to a whatever the big bad of the DC universe in this film series is going to be. But like, so I'm actually really excited about that. That could be a really cool
Okay.
way to utilize the Green Lanterns.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I forgot that this is just the first chapter. So he said this is like it's called like chapter 1 Gods and Monsters. Um so basically like how Marvel does phases like you know, this is like
They're doing chapters.
Yeah, and it's called, and it has a name. It's called Gods and Monsters.
Yeah.
Um, I don't even remember what else. Booster Gold. There's gonna be a Booster Gold series.
Hmm. A
That could
loser from the future who comes back to save the day.
that
So
I'm
vague.
excited about. I
Yeah.
remember the Booster Gold episodes in Justice League Unlimited series, and they were great. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And there's another one. Well, actually no, there's several others, I think. What
Yeah,
else is
there's The
there?
Authority,
The Authority, that's the one I can
which will
remember.
be a big movie based on characters who want to fix the world by any means necessary, describing it as a very different look at superheroes. Um, there will also be the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow movie,
That's right. Okay.
um, which is like a sci-fi epic film, which will focus on Supergirl, who grew up on a chunk of the planet Krypton and watched all of the people around her die. She's apparently a much more jaded character. And then you said the Swamp Thing already. So yeah, that's everything.
Dude, I'm excited about Swamp Thing. That could be really cool. Because
Yeah,
I know they
the
tried to
horror
make,
story.
yeah, they tried to make that show a while back, and it got canceled after the first season. I heard a lot of people were upset about that. But so if they did it
Hmm.
right, if they brought in someone like, I don't know, like Guillermo del Toro or something like that, and got some really cool minds behind Swamp Thing, I think that could be really sick.
Yeah.
The Authority was the one that I was trying to remember, because I have never heard of that before.
Yeah, me neither.
But I talk about like all these unknown characters, like, oh, why are they doing that? But to be fair, James Gunn is kind of known for that. I feel like, Guardians of the Galaxy was not a very well known property, and then he made it into like one of the better Marvel movies, I would say.
Right.
Um, Same with the Suicide Squad. I mean, a lot of the characters that were in that were kind of random, unknown characters, and then it ended up being really good.
Hmm.
Did you see that one? You did, right?
Which one?
The new Suicide Squad. Really, you never saw that?
Ah, I
Ah,
didn't care, to be
it's
honest.
good. I mean, it's if you're not like a fan of like James Gunn's style, it feels very much like Guardians of the Galaxy, just R
Well, I like
rated.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
So I think you would
I
like it
just
probably.
okay.
It's better than Black Adam.
That's good.
I should
That's
turn.
good. I might enjoy it then.
I yeah
um,
I wish I could have been there to see your reaction to Black
I didn't take it seriously. I don't know. Were you there for when we all went to see the second Jurassic World movie?
Adam.
And I just wouldn't stop talking in the theater? Oh,
No,
well.
no, thankfully I wasn't. If you were talking in the theater the whole time, then I'm glad I wasn't.
It was soft talk. I wasn't. I don't think I was interrupting anyone. Besides Mark, who was sitting right next to me. Shout out to Mark. But yeah, it was
All
basically
right.
like that.
Okay. No, I wasn't there for
Um,
that.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, and Mark was smart watching Black Adam. He fell asleep like 30 minutes in. I should have done the same, to be honest.
Dude, I spent a lot of money to see it, and I don't know why. Because I mean, tickets at the theater here are like $14.
Yeah, that's
It was one of those
nuts.
things. It was like I just kind of like to go to a lot of the superhero movies for whatever reason, and
Uh-huh.
and
Ooh.
then I was home alone that weekend. My parents were, I don't remember where they were, but they were doing something, and so I was like, you know what? I don't have anything else going on. So I think it was a Saturday night. I was like, let me just go see Black Adam, and I
Yeah.
did. But yeah, that movie was very strange. The thing I don't remember if you and I talked about this or not, but the thing that was annoying about that movie was the whole marketing campaign was like, you know, they needed a hero and they got Black Adam, or it was like, they kept showing the clip where he's like, or where Hawkman is like, heroes don't kill, and then Black Adam's like, I do. And it was like this whole thing,
Yeah.
like he's this anti-hero, and for one, it's like that's not that revolutionary. We've seen so many things like this, but also, you watch the movie, he's not that like evil or ruthless or anything. The only people that he kills are like terrorists,
Yeah.
because it's the people who are like enslaving those people in the country. I don't even remember what the country's called, but
Kondak.
yeah, Kondak, yeah, and so he's like killing them, and I'm like, bro, like, I mean, I'm not excusing killing. I just mean like it's not like he's like killing innocent people.
Right.
The Justice Society almost killed more people in their attempt to stop him.
Yeah.
So
At the same time, I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to make the Justice Society look kind of hypocritical in that matter.
and I think that worked.
Yeah, it did. But at the same time, it just, I don't know. The execution was just, it felt lazy.
Yeah. Namor was a way better anti-hero, whatever. Well, he wasn't really an anti-hero. It was kind of a villain, but like
Yes.
he was way better than Black Adam. I mean, that movie was
Yes.
way better than Black Adam in general, but I mean, like he was like you could see how to root for him, but then he was ultimately a villain. So you're like, okay,
Right.
well, you also got to stop him, but at the same time, you can't fully root against him because you see where he's coming from, you know. So that was some
Right.
good complexity there.
And that's, I feel like with Marvel, that's when they're like really in their bag with making villains.
Yeah.
Is like when you can actually like respect where they're coming from.
Yeah. I mean, that's what made Thanos so
Like,
good, in my opinion, was Thanos in a weird way. You could kind of see, not, I mean, you didn't agree with him, but you could kind of see where he was coming from. He was,
hmm
like, he was coming at it from a perspective of he legitimately thought this was a good way to save the universe, even though it was a very tyrannical way of approaching it. He wasn't doing it just to be like, "Wah, I'm gonna take over the world." He was doing it to like help people, you know.
right.
Um, yeah, not to always compare Marvel to DC and the other way around, but I
Yeah.
saw a video about that. I don't remember who made it, but I saw somebody say like Namor was a better Black Adam than Black Adam was, and I was like, yeah, actually, you're not wrong.
You're actually completely right.
Actually,
Actually, pushes on my glasses. Yeah. I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be watching much of this new stuff. I might watch the stuff I'm like genuinely kind of interested in, like Green Lantern and maybe The Brave and the Bold, because I'm just a big Batman fan in general. But
yeah.
like, I'm not gonna watch anything else until I like hear some like critically acclaimed stuff about it. You know?
I'll watch Superman Legacy because I like Superman, and I think I'd be curious to see a new Superman movie.
Right.
Um, I don't have a lot of high hopes for it necessarily, but like I said, I like to watch a lot of this stuff, so I'll probably end up watching a lot of it. Well,
hmm
I don't know about the shows. The shows I have a harder time doing because like with the movies, it's like okay, you know what, tonight I'm gonna go. I'll go and see that movie. But like for a show, it's like okay, I'm gonna invest hours into to watching this show. Like I said, I still haven't watched Peacemaker, um,
Me
which like
neither.
I just well he was just I didn't really like that character in the movie, so like I was like I don't really feel the need to watch this show.
You
I
can't
don't
really
know
see him either.
what. I for a second I was like what.
That one took some thinking.
That was
That one took some
dude.
thinking.
I had to use both sides of my brain for that one.
John Cena,
Oh, you rapscallion, John Cena.
you rat scallion, you professional wrestler, you. That's what I gotta do. I gotta make like a YouTube channel based off of professional wrestling. That's what I need.
Dude, do like WWE like reactions.
Yeah, bro.
I want to get back into YouTube, like seriously. I mean, beyond just this, I think a while ago I texted you about like making my own videos or something. I don't remember,
Yeah,
but
you did.
I just
Have
I'm
you? Have you? You haven't
I
really.
haven't. I've had ideas like whether it's like reviewing certain movies or talking about certain themes of different movies or whether it's just certain
Mhm.
topics within kind of it would still be a lot of like entertainment stuff. Like I wanted to possibly talk about, cuz for a while and there still is all the conversation about Marvel movies and not necessarily talking about our Marvel movie cinema. I don't want to get into all that, but there was a lot of conversation because Quentin Tarantino got on some interview and was talking about like how there aren't really like movie stars anymore, and there's just a lot of conversation around like the state of cinema. And so
Right.
I thought it's kind of an interesting topic. I don't like to always get into it because a lot of times when there's like articles about like what this director said or what this person said, a lot of times I feel like it ends up the questions that people are asking these people that get this conversation started, I feel like are oftentimes just to generate buzz. Like when
Yeah.
people are asking these big time directors, "What do you think about Marvel movies?" It's because they have a feeling that they're going to have some sort of, you
Hot
know,
take.
yeah.
Or
And
like a conversation starter at the very
yeah,
minimum.
so I think some of that I don't want to get too much into it because I feel like Marvel movies are talked about so much that I'm like I don't need to throw my hat in the ring. Like I just feel like whenever anybody brings up the state of cinema, they're always like Marvel is doing this to cinema, doing that. And it's like there's so many other blockbusters and things to talk about. Like you know what I mean? I just feel like Marvel is such a not a stale subject in terms of like it's still fun to talk about the movies themselves and stuff, but to debate like what is Marvel doing to cinema and what is just whatever, I don't know.
Yeah. No,
But
you're right.
some of those kinds of topics I think would be interesting to make videos about. I would just have to I want them to be better than me just like sitting here or like what I used to do with some of our old videos where I would just sit against a blank wall. Like I would want like a better background and a better lighting setup and
Yeah.
also use my nice 4K camera. This is just my HD webcam. But
This is my laptop camera, so that's why it's so bad.
oh man, I wonder if I can. Oh, I think we've showed off my horrible integrated
Yes.
webcam before.
Yes. No, he switched to it.
Dude, it came like this. I didn't like break it. It wasn't like something
You didn't
happened and I
break
broke
it?
it. I think if I remember right, it came like this.
Wow.
Cuz I tried it like early on when I first got this laptop and it looked like that and I was like that is
That's nuts.
insane. Like it looks
Oh my
broken.
gosh. It
It looks like
does.
someone went like with a
I
hammer.
always thought it was broken.
I don't think so, unless I did something
Wow.
unintentionally. But I'm pretty sure there was one time where I had my laptop on my bed, like freshman year of college, and it wasn't as high up as that one, but it was a little bit off the ground, and I had my laptop on my bed as I fell asleep, and I don't know why I kept it on my bed, and I like kicked it off in the middle of the night. It went against the ground. So, but
Oh
I think it
wow.
was like that
Oh,
before I did that. Is why I like because that would have
right.
that could break a laptop, but I don't
Yeah.
think it did.
It could. It definitely could.
Just maybe. And this is probably not the best backdrop for a YouTube video. Mine, I mean, like, I mean,
I don't
actually,
mind it.
it's probably my best one in terms of because like I used to have it straight on and you could just see the bunk beds, um,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's my squishmallows and my Lego over here. So
And
and a
your guitar.
cactus, yeah, my guitar. Even though I barely know how to
Don't know
play,
how to play.
don't know how to play a guitar. Oh, this is my MIDI keyboard here.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, sir.
Go stream Stairs in Space on Apple Music and Spotify right now.
Dude, actually, I kind of want to stream. Well, okay, this is a different tangent, but I kind of want to stream something on Twitch of me making music. But the problem is that would mean that I'd be starting a new song. And as we had a whole conversation about, I don't need to be doing that. So I
I
should
mean,
I should not do that right now.
yeah. maybe not. I don't know. I don't know.
Who
I don't
knows?
know.
I
Who
feel like
knows,
one of these
really?
days I'm just gonna be like, screw it, and I'll just do it, and I'll just make.
Yeah,
I'll either make a banger or I'll get like an hour into the stream and be like, this song is going nowhere. Bye, guys.
yeah.
And then never come back to the
Bye,
song.
guys.
Just turn off the stream and. But yeah,
Oh man.
I don't even know what else to say about DC. Like we started this talking about DC, but honestly, like, I don't know. I don't even know what else there is to say.
Yeah, I got nothing else really.
I think they should recast Ezra Miller. I want to see a different Flash.
That's really yeah.
Cast who could they cast as the Flash? Pedro Pascal. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I don't know how. I feel stupid now that I totally forgot Pedro Pascal was in Wonder Woman 84.
I don't know how you forgot that, honestly.
He was probably the best part of that movie. No, I
You're
don't.
so mean to
I
the
don't.
movie.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Hate on
Maybe
that
I'm
movie.
just too nice to it.
No, I mean, if you liked
I-
it, hey, I don't. I don't hate the movie. I just of all.
Yeah,
if,
you
if,
do.
if we're ranking
There's no-
DC movies,
There's nothing wrong with hating the movie.
It's if we're ranking DC movies, it's going to be like one of the last ones. Let me put it, or like one of the lowest ones. Let me put it that way.
Would you say it's worse than 2016 Suicide Squad?
I can't really judge that fairly because I haven't seen that one since it came out in theaters in 2016. I know.
Same, but I will say that's my least favorite DC movie. No, I can't say that anymore because Black Adam had basically it was the same exact issue that I had with Suicide Squad, essentially.
That it was just a bad movie, or what was your specific
It was
issue?
just poorly written.
Okay. Yeah, I would. I
But
want to
you know
watch
what?
it again.
No. I like Black Adam just a hair more because I see what they were going for.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't tell you what they were trying to do with Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad was just a jumbled mess of different ideas
Yes.
that they tried to tie together because they had a decent cast. And I'll admit the cast was pretty good. I mean, a lot.
It was.
I mean, you know, Margot Robbie, Viola Davis.
Will Smith.
I even think Will Smith. Yeah, Will Smith was good as Deadshot. He was basically just Will Smith, but I think it worked really well. And I like.
He basically
Will Smith.
was just Will Smith.
But like,
But
I
really,
like
when
Will
you
Smith.
really got a
so-
Deadshot as Will Smith,
Yeah, I don't really know much about the character of Deadshot.
he's not really Will Smith. I kind of just said that.
I just said that just to be silly.
Yeah.
I like.
So quirky and different.
I just. I like. I like. I don't know if you say Jai or Jay Courtney as Captain Boomerang.
I didn't even know his name until just now.
It's spelled Jai, but I've heard it pronounced, or I always thought it was Jai, but I've heard it pronounced Jay Courtney. I don't know, but that dude, I think is good as Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good.
And then you got freaking, what was the guy that got killed like immediately? Slipknot or something like that.
I didn't even remember somebody did get killed immediately.
Remember the guy who they're like, he can climb over walls or something, and he just has like a grapple gun and he tries to escape, and they're like, all right.
Oh, I remember that now. Yeah, yeah, that was funny.
Uh,
Grappling hook.
and then
Gravity Falls reference. Shout out to.
Oh my
anyone who got
gosh,
that.
dude. I didn't, but now that you said that, I remember that. I haven't watched Gravity
Grappling
Falls.
hook.
It's been so long since I've seen Gravity Falls, dude.
I need to rewatch that.
I never actually finished it. I watched it when
great.
it was first airing, but then I think I
it's
kind
great.
of stopped watching a lot of Disney Channel when it ended. Well, no, I
Wow.
don't think I did stop watching Disney Channel because I'm realizing now I watched Disney Channel way later than I probably should have. I was like 15 or 16 when I stopped.
That is pretty late. That is.
And I don't know why.
I was thinking, there's no way he was later than me. And then, like, you may have been later than me.
It was just like we just had it on, and
Yeah, no, that's fair.
maybe it was more like 14 or 15. I don't know, but it was when like Girl Meets World was coming out, or was like partway through the show.
Wow.
And the thing is, I didn't even like most of what was on. Like Girl Meets World was awful. I didn't like Jessie and whatever the spinoffs were, and I didn't.
They fell off after like Sweet Life on Deck.
Good Luck Charlie was heat.
Good Luck
Good Luck
Charlie,
Charlie
never
was
mind.
great, dude. Like
Yeah, they
that
fell
was
off
like
after
one
Good
of
Luck
their
Charlie.
last really good shows. But like for some reason I just watched it. It was one of those things where like even if I didn't like it, I would still turn it on and watch it and it would distract me from my homework.
Right.
For
Right.
no reason. I'd be like, "Oh, this show is so stupid." For one, it's like, "Andrew, it's probably not made for you." But also like then don't watch it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was my Disney Channel experience. So no, I have not finished Gravity Falls, but I want to. Phineas and Ferb is coming back though. You see that?
Yes.
For like 40
For like 2
episodes.
seasons, right?
Yeah,
2? Yeah. They're gonna be like grown-ups now.
they should, dude. They should. Well, they had that like time jump episode in the end of the show, where they were like in
Yeah.
college, or they were about to go to college.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that.
Oh, you never saw that one?
Well, I don't remember it, at least. Maybe I need to watch it.
It was like the second to last one. It wasn't the finale, which I was surprised at, but it was one of the later ones.
Phineas, Ferb goes to a party school and starts getting addicted to drugs and stuff. And
Jesse,
could you imagine that?
Ferb, we have to cook.
Ferb.
Just becomes Breaking Bad. It's just Phineas and Ferb just. I know what we're gonna do today, and they just cook meth in their trailer.
You know what we're gonna do today?
And Candace keeps trying to like bust them and
Mom,
like call the
Phineas and
feds
Ferb are
on.
cooking meth in the backyard.
Trying to like call the police on them, and the police never find them. Just,
Phineas
know
and
what
Ferb
about
just
that.
high out of their mind. Hey, where's Perry?
Have you heard that whole like you know how some people develop these really messed up like conspiracy theories about like cartoons and stuff?
No.
Okay, well they do. And one of the
Perfect.
theories that people had was that what was it? I heard this a long time ago, but it was like that Phineas and Ferb were actually dead and Candace was like just imagining them. She was like you've heard about that? Where Candace just
that's
imagined
so
them and
sad.
she was trying to bust them, but like the reason that her mom never saw them was because they weren't actually there. It was some weird I'm like, what are y'all
It was so
talking
sad.
about?
Like, bro, what?
There was oh man, there was some other ones like this back in I think this was back probably like 2013, 2014 that me and my sister and my brother were all like we weren't like really into it, but we were just on the internet enough that we'd encounter some of these and gosh, what were some of the
Yeah.
other ones? I don't
Wow.
remember. It was
That is,
insane.
I completely forgot that was a thing, actually.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
I know. I don't know why you'd ever think of that.
It breaks my heart.
Yeah, man, there were some other shows. It wasn't. No, it wasn't regular show. Regular show's already so messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's great, though.
It's so. Oh, dude, it's so good.
It's great.
I love regular show.
Yeah. That and Adventure Time were, like, great Cartoon Network shows.
I need to work through Adventure Time. So one of my good friends and I, towards the end of like before I moved out of my college town, we were starting Adventure Time. We got to like season 3, and then he moved away.
Really?
He moved away shortly before I did, and then
Dang
I
it.
came back here, and so I kind of just lost the motivation because we weren't watching it together anymore. Now he had already seen it, but he wanted me to see it, so I need to just get back into it because I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I really, it's funny, and
It's great.
It was like season 3. I think it was when it was starting to not get more serious, but when they were starting to introduce a few more things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
BMO's great.
yeah,
I
there's
love
some
BMO.
solid episodes, dude. And I really enjoyed it. I just for some reason never think to watch it, which I don't know why. I watch a fair amount of not a fair amount of TV, but I mean I'm watching TV. I've been watching through Atlanta recently. I'm almost done with it.
Nice. I've only seen the first episode.
It's really good.
I literally sat down early last year and be like, I'm gonna watch Atlanta, and I only watched the first episode.
now the show is done now, and it's all on Hulu.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I really like it. It's very strange. It's not
Mm-hmm.
what I expected, but it's really good. Well, actually, no, it was kind of what I expected, or I expected it to be weird, but I don't think you can really like fully prepare for it.
Right.
Season three is my least favorite season because they do some kind of weird things in terms of like they'll some of the episodes are just very different to the point of I think it kind of throws the story off balance, and I kind of lost interest for a while, but when I got back to it, I was like, okay, I remember why I like this show so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been watching through that. So it's not like I don't have time to watch TV. I just don't think to watch Adventure Time for whatever reason.
I need to like. I feel like watching movies and TV recently has been like new stuff that comes out. I feel like it's just been a chore for me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that's why I've just been struggling to watch a bunch of stuff recently
Yeah, that
because
makes
I'm
sense.
just I don't know how to like make it fun anymore. But
I get
I don't
that.
know. I'm hoping that like I'll be motivated to watch. I'll be fine for the Ant-Man movie. I think I'll be okay for the Mandalorian, the new season, because I'm just really invested in those characters for
Yeah,
both projects. But I'm just hoping like I can actually like live up to that and like keep my word on that, you know?
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, for me, it's like as a since I studied film in college, and I think there's a certain pressure that I feel like I kind of put on myself, like I have to see certain movies, or I have to be watching a lot of movies, and I really enjoy watching a lot of movies. That's the other thing. It's kind of a mix of that pressure that I put on myself, but also this feeling of like I have so many movies I want to watch. I need to watch through them. Um, but in the meantime, I think those two mindsets can sort of almost make movie watching into like a I feel like I get to like the last half hour of the movie and I'm like, all right, come on, and like you know what I mean.
Hmm.
And so it's
Yeah.
which isn't good because then I'm totally ruining the viewing experience.
Right.
Kind of ruining the whole point of watching a movie in general.
Hmm.
Um, but that's I just I wish I had more money to. Well, I mean, I need to get a job, and then that might solve a little bit of that issue. But I wish I had more money to go to see more movies because
Right.
seeing them in the theaters is still such a fun experience for me that I think that would probably
Yeah.
kind of reignite some of that like love for watching movies, And not even just like I'm
Yeah.
not even just talking about like Marvel movies. I mean, obviously I like to go see those ones, but I mean there was a lot of movies that were coming out that I wanted to see in theaters, but then I kept being like, I don't know. I just don't know if I can afford it. Now that movie tickets are like 14, $15. I'm like, shoot, bro,
Which is insane.
that's so much. Like I spent fifteen
I
dollars to see Black Adam.
yeah.
I guess it just really
I'm
makes you. I don't know. You have to. It just really makes you have to be like, okay, what movie is worth spending $15 on?
right. And you don't really know until after you watch it.
That's the thing, and I think that's why I liked it, or why I typically am more willing to go see like a superhero movie or something more than just any movie that I think sounds interesting, because I know at least with like Marvel, I'm gonna have fun with it. Like
Right.
I've never walked out of a Marvel movie and not at least been like, okay, that was kind of fun. Thor: Love and Thunder
Hmm.
was the closest. Um, that I just didn't
There were still fun
enjoy.
moments
Yeah, but it was
for
still
how
like
bad that movie was.
the story. I could at least I could still pick out some like, okay, that was enjoyable kind of moments. So, and I know most of the time Marvel and DC are going to be that way. Um,
Right.
but you just never know. But I am
Exactly.
excited for Ant-Man. I'm not going to be able to see it. I think I told you I'm not going to be able to see it the first weekend it comes out because I'm going to be on vacation
When did it come out again?
17th.
17th.
Yeah.
I should be able to watch it. I mean, I'm not really doing much of anything besides work. Is my schedule out that far?
But I'm excited for that one. I think that one's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But yeah. Oh gosh, why am I yawning so much?
I don't know. Maybe it's because you're tired.
I just take a nap. No, I'm just kidding. It's what? What's
Might just take a nap,
like 9
like an
o'clock at
8-hour
night.
nap.
Yeah, I might just take a night nap and wake up in the morning. So I might
There you
just
go.
go to sleep.
Perfect. Yeah. That was a fruitful conversation,
It was.
I think.
We talked about DC. We talked about other stuff.
As we always do.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Are you gonna get back in the closet?
Is that how I'm gonna end it? I'm not gonna salute. I'm just gonna walk back into the
Oh,
closet.
you can salute. I was just wondering if you had had an idea.
Are we doing the outro right now? Actually.
Oh, I don't know.
This
We
is-
don't. We don't have to. I thought we were wrapping it up, but we
well,
don't
I can
have
just
to.
get back into the closet.
No, we
then.
can. No, we can keep going if you want.
No, it's too late. I'm in the
No, I'm not
closet
trying
now.
to. I wasn't trying to wrap it up prematurely. I thought that's where you were going with that. All right, I think we might be doing an outro. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to our channel and like the video. Reach out of your closet like Paul is doing and like the video. If we get this up on Spotify, follow us. I don't remember what else you have to do on Spotify. I think you can. I think you can basically do it like a song. You can add it to a playlist. You can follow. You can all that stuff. Do whatever you want. But we'll hopefully be able to get this out.
This is why my parents don't love me anymore.
Why? Because people aren't following us on Spotify and liking and subscribing to our
Well,
channel.
that too, but just because I do stupid stuff like that.
Were you doing a heart? Is that what that was? Okay, because I just saw you like. I was like, I think that's a heart.
Yeah, that was a heart.
But yeah, thank you for anybody who watched, and we'll see you in the next one. Oh, I should have done this one. There we go. Next one.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Hold up, I gotta.
Bye, guys.
Bye.